This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Jacqueline has the night off. Topping our news this evening, the investigation continues tonight into a young baby in Venice who suffered severe injuries to the head. A couple was arrested and accused of child abuse. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us live tonight from the Sarasota County Jail in downtown Sarasota with more on what happened. Rick?
Yes, Scott, the baby is just 2 months old. Tonight, that baby continues the fight for its life. Here are the mug shots of the Venice couple who sheriff deputies say is responsible for the severe injuries of a 2-month-old baby. 34-year-old George Kleschenko is facing a charge of aggravated child abuse, while 29-year-old Ashley Finnegan is charged with being a principal to aggravated child abuse, among other charges.
They were all in the head or skull area. Significant injuries to the head.
The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office says the alleged abuse happened at this home on Olivia Road last week. The couple told investigators that the baby was accidentally struck in the head with a cell phone. The Sheriff's Office isn't buying it.
The man that was arrested, hasn't been truthful. So we don't know exactly what, but we do know that he caused those injuries.
We did speak with about a dozen neighbors. None of them wanted to come on camera, but they all say they are horrified and saddened by this. The baby remains in serious condition at a Venice hospital. George Kleschenko is free on bail, while his girlfriend Ashley Finnegan still remains behind bars.
We hope that, this sends a message to other residents and parents that, this is unacceptable behavior, and the Sheriff's Office will do whatever is necessary to protect the children in this community.
And we did knock on the door of where this allegedly took place, but nobody answered. Reporting live from downtown Sarasota this evening, I'm Rick Adams. Scott, back to you.
All right, Rick, thank you. A Bradenton man convicted of aggravated battery will be spending many decades in prison, the state attorney's office says. Manuel LeBron Jimenez shot another man over a past dispute back in 2016. Authorities say they discovered the suspect's DNA on bullet casings and the gun used in the crime. Last week, a Manatee County judge sentenced LeBron Jimenez to the maximum sentence allowed, 50 years in prison. Nearly 36 people are facing federal charges following a drug bust in Manatee County. Operation Hot Batch included the Sheriff's Office and the DEA working together. The year-long operation resulted in 2.9 kilograms of fentanyl-laced heroin and 2.5 kilos of cocaine being confiscated. Sheriff Rick Wells says the 34 people arrested are accused drug dealers and not drug users. Investigators are very concerned about the lives these synthetic drugs can claim.
Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid which is extremely lethal and dangerous and deadly. And just a few grams of this substance can kill one upon just contact or exposure.
During today's press conference, Sheriff Rick Wells announced that his office is making headway in its efforts to reduce the number of drug overdose deaths in the county. From January to July of 2016, the Sheriff's Office responded to 986 overdose calls, with 79 of those resulting in deaths. During that same period this year, the Sheriff's Office only fielded 180 overdose calls with 18 deaths. Now let's get a check on our weather tonight. We're watching maybe for some fog this evening. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan is tracking that. Bob?
Already a little bit out there, Scott. Not a lot. It's going to be patchy, I think, over the next several hours. Could get a little thicker by daybreak. I think more so to the north of our immediate area. We're going to see a little bit more widespread fog. So if you have a trip planned along I-75 north of, say, Hillsborough, it will be a little thicker. They're already getting 100% humidity, meaning there's some low clouds at the airport, some fog around there. Not that thick, though. The pressure 3019, that's way up there, and that continues to rise tonight. As I said, the heaviest fog will be to our north, and down south we'll see some here. The visibility's down to a quarter mile at Brooksville right now, 9 miles at Tampa Airport, and 2 miles at Sarasota. So the fog is starting to roll in already in Sarasota, and it looks like we'll continue to see that. Mainly inland areas too, and there won't be much sea fog here, a little bit more so to the north of us. That will be hanging around a little longer, but by say 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, most of the fog should be moving off into the Gulf, but we will see that maybe moving back onshore late Wednesday night and Thursday morning with some sea fog developing. Temperatures extremely warm right now for this time of year. Into the mid-60s. Braden now at 65 degrees. Sarasota at 65. And the Gulf water temperature 71. Inglewood, you're at 64. Northport just a couple degrees cooler at 62 degrees and 70 still at Sebring. Well, some rain to the north of us right now associated with an area of low pressure, which will be moving off to the east basically with a trailing cold front. We'll let you know about that cold front and a stronger one, which is expected to move through around Christmas coming up a little bit later. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. A manhunt is on for 2 inmates who escaped from a Florida Panhandle prison. Authorities say Ronley Pardo and David Anderson broke out of Washington County Jail Sunday night. Pardo was serving a sentence on drug and lewd battery charges and was facing a new murder charge in the fatal stabbing of a fellow inmate. Anderson is facing charges including fleeing and eluding law enforcement along with weapons and drug charges. The sheriff is determined to get them back.
We're doing everything we can. Like I said, we're utilizing resources from the federal level all the way down to every county around Washington County is playing a part in helping us chase down leads to bring these guys back.
Authorities say the two chipped away at part of the wall under a cell sink. From there, they got into a maintenance room that led to the jail yard, and then they crawled under a bent padlocked gate. Authorities believe the men stole a car, which was later recovered in North Carolina. They say it's unknown if the pair is armed and dangerous or not. A Pembroke Pines police officer is in the hospital after being dragged by a speeding vehicle for about a half mile. Officer John Cusack was investigating a drug-related incident earlier today. When he reached inside the car, the driver hit the gas. Cusack then held on for his dear life. And looking at the officer's disturbing body camera video of the incident, after Cusack finally let go, the driver led police on a 20-mile chase. He was eventually caught and confessed that he took cocaine and heroin shortly before this incident occurred. There's a battle in Tampa over the reward money in the case of the Seminole Heights murders. Homeowners who provided police with surveillance video want a piece of the $110,000 reward. Police in Tampa released that video of the suspect slowly walking down a Seminole Heights street and then running in the opposite direction moments later. The cameras are attached to Patrick and Kelly Holliday's bungalow. The reward money was given to a McDonald's manager who helped break the case when Hal Donaldson handed her a paper bag with a gun inside. The Hollidays say their video put them in danger and helped police. Some new details tonight in the Florida State University death investigation. Today, the county medical examiner said in testimony that 20-year-old Andrew Coffey, a fraternity pledge, died of alcohol poisoning and had a blood alcohol level of .447 at the time of the autopsy. The Leon County Grand Jury issued a 17-page order that says the investigation into Coffey's death is not complete. 4 members of Pi Kappa Phi and 38 pledges appeared before the grand jury. Hazing and manslaughter are among the possible charges the jury could be considering. Greek life on Florida State campus has been suspended. A Florida Senate investigation into Senator Jack Latvala finds a complaint he inappropriately touched a woman on several occasions is likely true. The report released today also includes several other witness accounts of sexual misconduct by Latvala. The former Clearwater judge who conducted the investigation for the Senate recommended that Latvala, a Clearwater Republican, be sanctioned. The report will now be taken up by the Senate Rules Committee next month. The complaint was filed by Rachel Perrin Rogers, a top aide to Senate Majority Leader Wilton Simpson. She said Latvala inappropriately touched her in an elevator, at a private club, and on other occasions. Latvala has denied the allegations. Still ahead tonight, we'll get back to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan, who'll let us know what we can expect for the upcoming week and into the holiday in the First Alert forecast. Plus, the first victim of the Washington train crash is identified, what investigators think caused that derailment. And Americans are confirmed to be among the injured in a bus crash in Mexico. How that bus ride killed at least a dozen people.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Well, Bob, I was relieved to hear you say we got a cold front coming, at least for Christmas, huh?
Yes, we are going to see a cold front, looks like. Models are still a little bit off on the timing, but
right.
I do expect to see an increased cloudiness at least and cooler temperatures. So
that's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. Not the 80, 85 degree temperatures we've been seeing. Here's a nice sunset for you from the Van Wezel webcam. Again, calm conditions out there in the waters. High pressure dominating our weather as it has been for the past several days now. And boy, just beautiful out there tonight. A lot of folks out there enjoying that sunset. A lot of photos sent in once again to pics@mysuncoast.com. And the viewer photos, there's one of them right there from Ed Levine, Siesta Key. Nice shot, as you can see out there, flat, calm conditions. Well, the Titan radar picture depicting some rainfall, mainly to the north of us. And that's the story. The rain will stay to the north as it moves basically from the west to the east with not a big push to the south. Now, eventually this low pressure area will develop a weak frontal system, which gets close to us on Thursday. But for the most part, it will fade away and eventually get out of here and not really cool us down much at all for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The big story has been this high pressure ridge, which has been in control for the past several days now. It's getting bumped a little bit off to the east, but still very high pressure, keeping warm conditions here as we're getting that east to southeasterly wind flow. Well, some low clouds, or fog, if you will, now being reported at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. The dew point is at 65, and that makes the humidity at 100%, and winds are calm. The pressure 30.19 inches. That's way up there, continues to rise, and when the dew point temperature and temperature get the same, it can no longer hold any moisture, so it comes out in the form of fog or dew at this point. Right now we're seeing some of that fog developing at that point. Now 80 degrees the high today. That was 4 degrees shy of the record. Our normal high at 73, and the low this morning was 62. And no rainfall to report today. For the month, we're doing okay. We're slightly below average, but for the year, well above average due to our very active tropical season for the most part. Well, temperatures right now up and down the coast into the upper 60s to low 70s. Fairly uniform, too. The Meadows at 70, Rosedale the same, Laurel Oak at 65, 66 in Siesta Key, and 69 in Port Charlotte, 70 now in Rotunda, and Northport, you're at 70 degrees. The hourly forecast looks like this for tomorrow. We'll start off with some fog around, and then that fog will turn into some low clouds, but generally partly cloudy skies throughout the day. Now, the beaches will see highs into the upper 70s, And then inland areas once again into the low 80s. It looks like we'll see low 80s once again on Thursday as well. Now here comes the front. You'll see the storms racing off to the east with this future cast, and that sea fog mainly to the north of us, although I think we'll have a better chance to see some of that fog come late Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And then the front comes down, and notice just 1 or 2 lone showers depicted by this forecast model anyway. I would suspect to see less than a 20% chance for a shower here come late Wednesday night and Thursday morning. Now, the satellite and radar imagery showing once again the activity moving off to the northeast. There's not a lot of big storms around right now, but that is soon to change as some very cold air is expected to slip down across the northern plains and eventually into the central U.S. Right now, 25 in Minneapolis, 14 in Minot, and Wisconsin expecting a high of -3. That's what I heard from the Facebook follower, Nancy, up there in Wisconsin right now, who watches occasionally on her cell phone. And 56 now in Memphis, 60 in Dallas, and 61 in Atlanta. 16 degrees the high in Detroit on Christmas Day. At least that's what's depicted. Well, here comes that little polar lobe coming down from, again, the Arctic there, and you can see that slowly getting a little closer to the southeast United States. And as far as snow on the ground, well, most of it's over the Great Lakes region. We are going to see that increase, though, as it pushes down to the south. As more snow is on the way, you see that kind of filling in, and that's for Christmas Day. So a lot more snow in effect for Christmas Day across the northeast and throughout the Great Lakes. For boaters tomorrow, seas running 2 feet or less with a light chop out there, and south winds at 10 knots. The water temperature at 71 degrees. And as far as the upcoming tides, high tide will be 11:58 and a low tide at 8:33. Tonight, mostly fair, more fog and warm. 63 tomorrow. The fog burns off, partly cloudy. 80 degrees for most people, a little bit cooler near the beaches, and the extended forecast calling for warm weather through Sunday, then Christmas Day cooling down a little bit and turning chillier on Tuesday. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. Now to that deadly Amtrak derailment outside Seattle that killed 3 people and injured dozens more. Interstate 5 in DuPont will remain closed through the Wednesday morning commute as crews work to clear the wreckage. The NTSB saying the train was traveling at least twice the speed allowed before going off the rails. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has the latest from the scene.
Good evening. Crews are working out here into the night, busy clearing this scene as investigators work to figure out why the train was going 50 miles an hour over the speed limit. The NTSB says the engineer was not alone in the cab of the locomotive when the crash happened. There was a conductor in training there with him, but it's unclear if he was distracted. The engineer is still in the hospital, so investigators haven't been able to question him yet. We also learned that though this was the first time the train went on this new route with paying customers on board, the track had been tested multiple times since January, including with this same engineer. And the NTSB says its team of investigators will be out here for at least a week. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, DuPont, Washington.
What was supposed to be a vacation in paradise turns deadly. At least 12 people are dead after a bus carrying passengers from a cruise ship flipped over. This all happened in the coastal village of Mahahual in eastern Mexico. The tour bus was taking passengers from 2 Royal Caribbean cruise ships to an excursion to the Mayan ruins when it flipped on to its side. Mexican officials confirmed Americans are among the injured.
It's certainly a tragedy. We know that lots of families and individuals are traveling this time of year when people go to have fun and they get a few days off, certainly for vacation at the holiday time. We're continuing to monitor that situation.
Miami-based Royal Caribbean has confirmed both ships departed South Florida over the weekend. The company says it's working with local authorities to learn more about the accident. At least 18 people from multiple countries were injured and transferred to nearby hospitals. The GOP tax plan is not quite a done deal on Capitol Hill. Senators are working late into the night right now debating the $1.5 trillion tax cut, which is expected to pass. And then tomorrow it will be take 2 for the House. A technical problem is forcing representatives to vote again after they passed the plan earlier today. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the latest now from Washington.
And the truth will be in the paychecks of the American people that they'll see in a few months.
The Senate debating late into the night.
It is a terrible day for millions of hardworking people, but it is a great day for giant multinational corporations and billionaires.
The GOP tax bill hit a procedural snafu.
We're confident this will work, and we're prepared to take that argument to the American people next fall.
This bill truly is a tax scam that will rob middle-class families to pay for corporate tax breaks.
The House did pass the bill, but Democrats say 3 provisions in the plan violated Senate rules. Those provisions taken out, which means the House must re-vote on the plan. GOP leaders are not expecting any problems.
Today, we are giving the people of this country their money back.
The bill met with applause and protest. President Trump close to his first major legislative win. The White House insists the billionaire president won't benefit personally from the tax plan.
The president will likely take a big hit, but on the business side, he could benefit. But primarily and priority number one is middle-class Americans.
The plan permanently slashes the corporate rate from 35% to 21%. A new study shows Americans making $75,000 or less will see their taxes go up within a decade. Wealthy Americans will continue to see a tax cut.
This is the worst bill to ever come to the floor of the House, with stiff competition.
Even after the House re-vote, there are questions about when President Trump will be able to sign the bill into law. He wanted it done before Christmas, but now the White House says because of the process, it may not be done until after the new year. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
All right, sports is coming up next, but first, here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
Tonight, a special show with the cast and director of a small independent film called Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Ryan, tell us one thing that you want to reveal, something, maybe just a little nugget of something. Please, this audience demands it. They want it.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
If high-performance art is what you're into, look no further than Sunset Fiat of Sarasota. For maximum performance, check out the all-new Fiat Spider. You'll flip over the superior handling and capability. Or follow roads less traveled in the Fiat 500X. No matter what your passion is, there's a Fiat for everyone. Prices starting as low as $13,999 during the Big Finish event. Going on now at Sunset Fiat of Sarasota.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment, and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. Now, sports.
Well, there's been plenty of coaching changes in the state of Florida this year in college football, but none at Florida Atlantic University this year. Person familiar with the negotiations says Lane Kiffin and FAU have agreed on a 6-year extension through 2027. That contract apparently hasn't been signed yet, but an agreement is in place. Kiffin had 4 seasons remaining on his existing deal, one that pays him $950,000 each year with a buyout that started at $2.5 million and decreases each year. Financial terms for the additional years are still being negotiated. Kiffin and FAU took a 10-3 record at tonight's Boca Raton Bowl against Akron, and the Owls having their way tonight, winning convincingly 50-3 over the Zips. The Tampa Bay Lightning wrapping up a 4-game road trip tonight with the team's first ever game in Las Vegas. The Bolts going for 8 in a row, but the expansion Golden Knights are no slouch. They've won 6 of their last 7 games. Right now it is 2-1 in the second period. Lightning on top of the Knights. Steven Stamkos with another power play goal in the first period, and then Vladislav Nemestikov added a power play goal as well in the first to get those 2 goals for the Lightning. Here's a great story. The holidays are all about giving back, right? And Texas Rangers pitcher Cole Hamels is observing that spirit of generosity in a very big way. Hamels and his wife Heidi donating their massive $9.5 million mansion to a Missouri nonprofit. Camp Barnabas works with disadvantaged and special needs kids. This mansion and 100 acres of property represent the largest donation the charity has ever received. Hamels started building the home when he played for the Philadelphia Phillies, but after he was traded to the Rangers in Texas, his family moved to Texas, and they never lived in that Missouri mansion. In fact, it still needs to be finished. Hamels says he and his wife chose to donate it to Camp Barnabas because they could see the positive impact it has on children. And before we go, only one Buccaneer named to the Pro Bowl tonight. Defensive lineman Gerald McCoy named to the NFC team. It's McCoy's 6th straight selection to the Pro Bowl. That's sports. We'll be right back with tonight's winning lotto number. Stay with us.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert Weather app now.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Well, Bob, as you said, we might see some fog around the area in the morning hours.
Yeah, it's already starting to develop in some areas, but it's spotty. I think a little thicker tomorrow morning if things get a little bit more fog around.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Bob. Thank you for joining us. Jimmy Kimmel's next. Have a great night, everyone.